Hello guys. Today we will see uh, project system template creation. In earlier videos we have looked at different things in project system module. So uh, in this video we will look at the templates or standard project structures, how to build them, how to use them, what are the importance of it in project system, and all the things basically, right? So I'll just go to CJ20 once to give an overview about this. So we created one project to see the asset accounting integration with the project system in our last video. And yeah, so now we saw like we had created a project couple of times using like from a scratch, using existing project to create a new project and all those things, right? So uh, it's very tedious task to create it like from the scratch. We have to define each level of this structure, this hierarchy, and it would be very time consuming for the end users or for the businesses to define their lengthy long list of WBS elements hierarchy, right? So at the time of project system implementation, business sit along with the consultants and define or basically make a hierarchy, a common hierarchies that they will be using, like how many number of WBS elements they will require in a project, in a particular project, what kind of projects they might need. Uh, there could be a various different number of projects that a business might need to create in the system, and each project type could have different list of WBS element, different hierarchies and all those things, right? So on an average, we will have 4 to 5 or maybe 7 to 8 at max kind of different projects in any particular organization, and for which them all these 8 to 9 type of projects will follow the different hierarchies of WBS element under them. So now it's not feasible for any business users to, whenever they decide to create a new project under any of those project types, and then just go on and create the entire list of WBS element one by one in the CJ20N itself, right? It is also not very viable option to those uh, copy the existing projects and create the new ones, because uh, existing project copying existing or old projects copies the lot of things from that project which we might not need in the next one, and the manual maintenance is just too much that comes along with that. So it's so in a standard or SAP's recommended way is that to create a template for each of those projects and then use that template as a reference when we are creating a project, right? When we are creating any kind of project in the system directly. So for example, we come to CJ20N to define the project hierarchy or to display the project itself or to make any kind of changes in the project, which will be our actual project used in regular transactions, used in basically posting the documents, real-time documents and all those things, right? Basically booking the expenses. But when we decide to create a template, then to create a template we have a T codes like CJ91 for creation of new template, CJ92 to change the existing template, and CJ93 is to display the template, right? So we'll go to CJ91 for now, and here system is asking what naming convention you want to give to your standard project definition, right? So we will just simply give it like this, C-001. Since right now there is no project existing in our system, no project template is available in our system, we can use any number convention. So this is the difference that we need to understand, right? So C-0001 is also a number that we have given to our project, right? If we go to CJ20N, And if you try to open the C-0001 project, yeah, it's here, right? It's already created, and we have used this project also in our system, right? But there is a difference. So this is the difference that we need to know. This is going to be a template, and this is just a project number, which will uh, become obsolete after certain point of time. Let's say after a couple of years, this project might get closed and all the things, and things will move on. We will keep on creating a sequential number range projects in coming period or coming month, years. But the template is something that will remain as it is. So we are creating C-0001 template. This template is will be used by the business or by the users to create the actual projects in CJ20N for like forever, right? So this is kind of a difference between these two. So this is a standard project definition, which is we can call it as a template. And then we want to create this template under um, project profile, the one that we have created. We don't have any existing data to give it to it, so we'll just press enter with this. And yeah, so now whatever information we will enter in the template is also going to reflect in our project whenever we are going to create it. So now controlling area and company code got updated from the project profile that we had entered. If you want to update a person responsible or applicant number, uh, uh, then you can do it so over here, and the same will keep on reflecting in our project, right? You can see we have created this 1234 1234 in our during our configurations, right? So once we update it here, it will follow through when we will create a actual project. Profit center, cost center, I think we don't have a master data yet ready, but based on the business requirement we will do that. And these all the information got transferred from the project profile. If you want to change it, we can change it very well, and whatever we will change it to will be applicable in uh, will be applicable when we will go ahead and create the projects using this template. Administration is just technical fields, and user fields, actually there are no activated user fields. Now we'll go on a WBS element overview, and here we have to basically define the hierarchy of our project, right? And we will enter the name for our project, what naming convention that we want to give to our project. We'll just shorten this out so that we can see this video. So we will say this is store build project, right? Store build. So this template is going to be used for all the projects of store building, right? And here we will, like right now this is level 1, so on a level 1 first we would like to give it as uh, capex. Under capex we will, okay, capex and opex, okay, like this we would like to divide this. Okay, this is not, this is the description, and this has to be C-001 hyphen C, and opex has to be here with C hyphen E. Will give to make it as identified as expenses, right? And now what we are going to do, we are going to create the below level hierarchy. So I'll just select and I'll just say add lines, and it will add the lines, right? And now I'm going to create some, okay, create some level 2 hierarchies. So I will say equipment, and then construction, then furniture are all my level 2. Oh, again we are making same mistake. Hyphen 1 we will say it for now. Hyphen 2, C-3, right? So this is what we did. Now under this again, I would like to give the actual WBS element. So under equipment, I'll say this is my level 3. I'll say not here. I'll say it over here. So we'll select this, and then I'll say -001. It's not allowed. So I think we have created our project. Uh, Masking code. Masking code is like one character and then only 4 digit. So it does not extend beyond this. So let's do this. So let us say these are the actual WS element, and let's not create the level 3. And if these are the ones, this is my level 1, so this is not actual. So these 3, and then again OPEX is not my actual, but below this I will say miscellaneous expenses, right? And then we'll copy this. We'll say update 1, and I think this is cool now, right? So in basic data we have just created this template now for store bill template. Then we'll just go to, instead of going each tab by tab, we'll go to overall tab so that we can see overall fields that are available to update. So account assignment is updated correctly, company code controlling area is updated over here, and there are like person responsible, applicant number is updated for all from the project definition. Yeah, the cost center relevant information can also be entered here so that we don't have to enter it in while creating a project on each level manually. But since right now we don't have it, investment profile, you could see this has come from our project profile, and with this investment profile we are basically saying our project is uh, uh, investment major related project, so it will create the AUCs and all those things automatically. And then what are the other fields that could be useful? Yeah, I think these are all the fields that we can update and which will start reflecting in when we'll create actual project, right? So now we'll save this, and yeah, our first template is created, C-001. So before we go and use this template, we'll just go bit technical and see the table level data for this. So if you know, or if you have watched the earlier videos, you know that in project system, to see the master data we have two major tables. One is PROJ, which gives us the uh, information about on the project definition level. Then there is a another table which is PRPS, which gives us the information related to the WBS element, right? Work breakdown relevant master data basically we get to see here. Now there is a difference between these tables. So if we go to the PROJ and execute it, it will give you all the projects created in your system so far, and which are like 4 projects we have created. But if you want to check the master data for the templates that we have created, right? Then all you have to do is like at the end of this PROJ and PRPS, just enter one extra S. When you enter S, it, you see standard project definition, which means it is now going to show us the information about the templates or the standard projects that we have in the system. And now if we execute it, we only have one template in our system, which is this, and all its master data we can see. So all the master data that is reflecting over here when we'll create the project using this template, all of that master data will flow in our project also. Similarly, if you go to PRPS and at the end, right now it is saying like this, at the end if you enter extra S, it will say standard WBS element master data, which means basically all the WBS element that we have created under our uh, yeah, under our uh, template that we can see over here, right? So on the level 1 we have created this T capex opex, and then we have lower level WBS elements, which are these different WBS elements, right? So now, yeah, so this is how we see the master data, whether it's related to the template or to the actual project. Now we'll try and we'll try to use this template, right, while creating a project system. So we'll go to CJ20N. We will now say create project, but instead of create, we will say copy project. Till I think till number 4 we have created, but yeah, till number 4 we have created. There is also another way to find out the next available series is you just give a start value as in like this c hyphen 001, one second, 001, and then you say c hyphen 4 times 9. So you gave like basically from start to end, and then you want to see the next open number. So you are basically telling system find the next open number which I can use to name my project. So next open number is C-005 because till 4 we already have a project created in system. So we'll give it as 005, and now this time to copy a project we are going to say copy it from standard project profile or standard project definition, which is C-001, 0001, right? And I'll press enter now, press enter again, and you can see basically what however we have created our structure in our template, entire structure is getting copied. Along with that, all the values that we had enter uh, in our project definition or in our template is getting copied over here. So you can see person responsible applicant number is automatically copied in our project, right? If we similarly go to these levels, you can see all the details being copied here. Object class, this is investment, this is again investment. We have to make sure the object class is updated in our template so that we don't have to do this. This is my overhead. Okay, this is also my overhead, and this is my investment. So we'll try to save this. Yeah, we're able to. So the project C-005 is created, which was created using the template. So when you copy it from the template, the description of project is also get copied from the template itself. So if you remember, we have entered the description as store build. So now we'll again go to the template using CJ92, and let's just say we right now we want to change update the value for project profile, right? Not object class actually. So I think here is the object class, and I think INV, okay, this is not the correct one. IN, because something has happened, not sure what is it. We'll again go INVST, yeah, INVST, right? INVST, and for this last two we have OCAST, which is overhead, and we'll just save this. Yeah, so next time whenever we will create a project, we will not have to enter the object class manually, which is whether it's investment related or overhead related. There is no nothing is implied on that object classes. It's purely for the reporting purposes. If you execute some couple of standard reports, you can maybe filter out based on your investment WBS elements or based on your overhead related WBS elements. It doesn't influence anything else, right? So yeah, I think this is what we wanted to cover today, to see the how to create a project templates and how to use them in the system, basically in project system. It's very uh, useful information to know, because a lot of support related issues, or even if you are implementing something, lot of issues or lot of things, a lot of time it comes, the requirement comes in for the creation of new project template, or making changes in existing project template and all those things. So as part of even new implementation, we as a consultant has to take care of creation of this project template as part of cutover activities. So one need to know how to create them, what is the use case of it. It's not only limited to this, it goes uh, very deep if you decided to deep dive through it, or when you start facing issues, or when you start to work on actual project, you'll get to know the importance of it. But yeah, as a starter, this information is must know. We will look at the substitution and validation rules, its use cases in the project system. I think we touch base on this topic uh, as a bird eye view in doing our last couple of videos, but we haven't actually created any rule specific to project system in the system and mm, tested it out. So that's what we will try to do in this video. So the substitution and validation rules are applicable to the master data that we create in project system, and the only master data we have is our project definition and WBS numbers, right? So during this master data, a business might need various kind of rules um, to update the various fields in the project master data, since there are like huge number of fields that are available in this WBS element level or on the project definition level. uh, for example, your responsible cost center, requesting cost center, you will always find some or other kind of rules behind this to making it determine what cost center should go in which WBS element or in which project. There are a lot of custom fields that is available in the system. For to update them, system business might need some kind of rules to be created in the system at the back end. So all these things can be updated using substitution and validation rules. There is for example, um, we'll try to create one substitution rule and uh, just test it out. There is also a need for validation. You might want to business might want to validate or make sure the users who are creating the projects does not update the wrong master data. Those who know those who have spent some time in the system knows the importance of master data. If you if you update anything wrongly, it is going to affect all the records that you are going to post under that master data or using that master data, right? And on a daily basis you might see hundreds, thousands, or maybe millions of data records getting posted in system, and if something goes wrong in master data, it affects all those record, and it requires huge amount of time, effort to correct all those things. So it's very important to have the correct master data in place and to avoid the human error. Most of the fields that should be updated in the master data or project system is controlled through the substitution and validation rules. So large number of substitution rules or steps you will see in any system you will work in. And so maybe we will just take one basic example right now to just get going. So just to get you going with this substitution rule and validation rules, right? So first thing first, substitution rule, we have to create it uh, as we create any normal rule for finance and controlling as well. I think JGB 1 or 0 is a transaction. Yeah, B1 is for the substitution. The same T code is used for the project system as well. So you can see for any asset accounting relevant, you have separate folder. For account financial accounting, you have separate. Similarly, for project system, you will find a folder that is available under which you could create different rules. So project so now we have two options. One is whether we want to create any rule on the project definition level or on the WBS element level, right? So whatever rule we will create under project definition level will going to uh, will going to be come in picture only at the first node of our project, which is this is our project definition, right? So whatever in all of these tabs, whatever fields you see, you could manipulate it using the substitution rule by creating it under substitution rule under project definition, right? But if you want to manipulate any field on the lower level hierarchy, where you will see a lot of WBS elements, you have to create a substitution rule under WBS element node. So we'll create that one. We'll select the WBS element. Right now there is no rules available, so we'll create the first rule. We'll call it 2020 rule, new substitution. Substitution name must begin with so PS 2020. Alright, and then under this now we will create a step. So we'll create a first step. Yeah, first step, which field you do you want to substitute is the first answer, and we need to now select what do we want to substitute, right? So right now we know that person responsible and applicant number are such fields which are being populated if from our project template, right? If you are creating a project using the project template, these fields are getting populated. So let's just say we want to uh, we do not want to populate the applicant number for the projects starting with C. Okay, let's just say this is the one thing that we want to do. So if applicant number, we are saying applicant number, so let's see, this is the applicant number on PRPS level. We'll select this and we will say we want to create a substitution rule using constant value. We don't want to use exit or so. I hope like everybody is familiar with substitution and validation concept, how the steps work, what and all options we have in there or not. If you are not, you can like check out the other videos available on our channel to where we have explained this all of these in detail, right? But for now we'll just run through all these steps because we don't want to spend time on explaining everything in detail. So the first step, which we are going to call it as applicant number, right? Because our substitution rule is based on applicant number. We are going to go and update the prerequisite for the substitution rule to work, and the first thing is we are going to go in project definition. Maybe we can select something like company code uh, to make this rule make the step specific to our company code. Okay, let's just find it out if we have that. Yeah, company code is there. We are going to say is equal to constant value. Okay, what was the company code that we right now have? EFPL. All right, EFPL, and we are going to add one more rule. So we said maybe we want to do it for the projects which are starting with C. So I'm not sure how we will basically do it, but let's just try. Project definition. I hope this is it. Let me just try to turn on this. So yeah, PSPID it is different, PSPNR is different. Yeah, let's just say PSPID equal to C hyphen star. The star work. The star work we are not sure. Let's just say, and then we are going to say substitution is make applicant number is equal to blank. Since we are not going to update anything here, which means basically we are saying make this as blank. And now let's just save this. So PS 2020 is the substitution rule that we have created, but there is no link between this rule that we have created and the projects that we are creating, right? So build that link, we have to update this rule in our project profile. So we'll go to OPSAT code where we could see our project profile, and in project profile, if you remember, we have this two options available for validation and substitution. So on the substitution level, in the WBS node, we have created PS 2020, right? So we will update this, we'll save it, and then we'll come back, right? So the substitution rule is created. Let us see if we can test this out. Just go one top above. Yeah, simulated. Yeah, it might take a couple of seconds since we are doing this first time. So PSP ID, let's just say we are going to say C-006 0006, and then vbooker is should be vbooker should be EFPL, right? EFPL, and applicant number is 1234. So what is going to do in this case? Condition is false. Let's just try to dig it. It's due to that C star basically, maybe, but let's just try to find it out. What is happening here? Let's just try to give it as a C star and see what happens, right? C star is the condition that we had. I think C hyphen star, right? C hyphen star or C star, I don't recall. Let me go back. Let's go to the prerequisite. It was C star. Okay, it's not a C hyphen star. So C star EFPL and here as 1234. Let's execute this, and now it is saying true, right? Now it is saying true, which basically means whatever we are updating here is not working out, right? It's not working out. So instead of this, what we are going to do, we are going to say and then we are going to give project profile instead of that. So based on project profile also we can update this. Project profile is equal to constant 2020 cap, I believe. Let's just check this also out. Let's not take a chance. Okay, we can check it from here. Yeah, 2020 cap, right? Let's just go back, save this. So applicant number should be basically blank in all the WBS element is what the substitution rule we have given. So let's come into CJ20N and let's try to create a project, right? Copy project. So this time we are going to say 6. Yeah, I think C-001 was right. Okay, and let's just check over here. We can still see applicant number is still is there, right? So let's just try to save this and see if substitution rule are coming in place while saving. So we'll just save this. Yeah, the project is created. Now we'll just open it and see if our substitution rule had worked or not. I'm not sure. All of a sudden system started acting slow. So on definition level we see the applicant number because on the definition level there was no substitution rule, but on the WBS level there was a substitution rule which seems to be not working. So the substitution rule is not getting triggered in. There could be more to it why it's not getting in triggered in. But nonetheless, whatever we have discussed or whatever we have configured is the way that uh, we need to do when it comes to building a substitution rules or validation rule and then assigning it to a project profile, and ideally then it should start working. So the point is like we could have investigated more on the part of our prerequisite and all these things, but when we activate a total trace, whether its prerequisites are matching or not, substitution rule should at least trigger in and should show us the uh, result of all the rules that are matching in or failing, whether its conditions are true or false. Things should happen, it's not happening. So uh, could be more to it, but yeah, uh, so far whatever we have discussed or configured remains as the fact that what things one need to do when it comes to configuring the substitution and validation rules for the project system. And I think we'll end the video on that note.